All right, trade pros, good morning. Welcome to our morning market update for this beautiful Thursday, December the 5th. It's a big day today in the oil market. It's a big day indeed, and a big day for us. We'll talk to you about something momentarily. Just trying to figure out these. There we go. Fixing these notes. Long story. And hope you're having a great day. How you guys doing this morning? Mark, how are you doing this morning? Pretty dandy. All right, well, that's good. Pretty dandy, something I could get with. All right, this morning, first I want to start off by saying this to you guys. What is the most important thing about trading? What do you think is the most important aspect of a successful trader? Let me answer the question for you. Psychology. Trading psychology is 100% of success, not only in trading, but in business and in life in general. It's not what's on the screen that matters. It's what's upstairs or up here that matters, as Serena would say. All right, so because it's so important, I know for a fact that a lot of you haven't invested as much time and effort into your psychology as you have looking for strategies, indicators, and systems. So to help you with that, we've created a free resource. It's called the Mind Over Markets podcast, hosted by me and this guy over here. Yeah, that's Marky. All right, hosted by us. And it's going to be a weekly podcast every Thursday morning today at 6 a.m. You're going to receive a new episode. All right, the first 3 episodes are up now. All you have to do is click the link in the description and start listening to them. And we're recording is it the 9th one today? Yeah, we're recording the 9th one today in the afternoon. And my gosh, is there a lot of progress? Just 9 episodes. You guys are going to learn more about yourselves and trading than you ever have with every single dollar you've invested anywhere else. All right, so to check it out, click the link in the description of this video or go to marketmind.online. All right, let's head over and talk about a few things moving the markets. Reports out of Vienna. There's a meeting at the moment, the OPEC meeting plus Russia. And there is reports that they're going to further cut output production from 1.2 million barrels a day to 400,000. Now we just heard on the squawk, potentially even 500,000 barrels. All right. Crude futures are already up 4.2% on yesterday's session, and the biggest gain since the attacks in the Saudi Aramco facilities. All right. A final decision by OPEC Plus, the plus stands for Russia basically, is likely to come tomorrow afternoon. So even though there's discussion, back and forth, jawboning that you're going to hear throughout the day, it's all based on sources, rumors, and the final decision and statement will come tomorrow. This is one of those things that you're buying the rumor, the strength happens before, and once it becomes news, it's going to get dumped. All right, Friday afternoon on a final report, it doesn't matter what they say. Even if it's confirmed the rumor, it's going to sell off. I think there's going to be a little bit of a give back because we've priced in a lot of bullishness and optimism already. All right, Saudi Arabia and other big producers, OPEC Plus, agreed to production cuts in 2017 to counteract the measures of the United States pumping out more crude oil and becoming the largest producer in the world of crude, of petroleum. And just recently, we heard news that Saudi officials have denied that they're planning to push for a deeper oil cut and did not propose any figures, according to a CNBC reporter who tweeted, all right, unless he's in the ground there in the meeting, we don't know. I'll tell you this, at the end of the day, there's going to be volatility today. Crude oil is going to be risky to trade today. No matter what kind of setup you have, there's risk to it. There's a news risk, and that's why you got to have your stops tight. And I would trade less size in a situation where things could influence your trade that you have absolutely no control over. You want to be prepared for that. All right, so that's happened in Vienna. In other news, the world's biggest IPO is set to take place today. Saudi Arabia's Saudi Aramco is going to trade. Symbol ARMCO, Aramco. It's going to be listed on the stock exchange in Saudi Arabia. It's a local stock exchange. I'm going to butcher the name, TRADEPRO. And the current price range puts the Saudi Aramco IPO at $1.6 to $1.7 trillion of valuation. All right, and the amount of capital raised is set to outpace the $25 billion raised by Alibaba by a significant chop. I just heard a squawk, so I had to stop because it might have been important. All right, what percentage of companies being sold? 1.5% stake of Aramco. 1% is allocated to institutional investors. 0.5% is allocated for retail and individual buyers. All right, so that's set to drop today. The price range for the shares haven't been announced yet, but that's coming up. In today's market, Japan's up 0.7%, Hong Kong's up 0.6, China's up 0.7, and India's up 0.2 of a percentage point. In Europe at midday, London's flat, Paris is up almost 1%, 0.8, Frankfurt's up 0.3%. A little bit weaker manufacturing data out of Germany in the European morning session, so that's weighing down the market slightly. In the U.S., Dow and S&P up 0.4, and Nasdaq up 0.5 percentage point, but more or less giving up some of the gains from the overnight highs of 24.75. We have put in a new swing high on this continuation back up from the recent dump this week. All right. Gold is flat. Bitcoin's up 2.5%, just a little bit over $7,000. 10-year Treasury yield is flat. 7:30 this morning, we saw Challenger job cuts come out at 44.5 thousand layoffs versus 50.27. That is not bad. All right. That's a good number. Less is more in this report. And initial jobless claims, which is also a less is more report, came out at 203,000 versus an expectation of 215 and a prior reading of 213. So that's a positive number. That's a beat. Puts a little bit of optimism in the markets. All right, 10 a.m. we're going to see factory orders, and Randall Quarles is going to be talking testimony before the Senate Banking Committee. That's going to be an important one. All right, 10:30 we have natural gas inventory. 4:30 money supply and balance sheet from the Federal Reserve. So not much economic updates, but at 10 a.m. we will have a couple. And then tomorrow morning at 8:15 we open up the elite trading room early to trade the non-farm payrolls at 8:30 in the morning. All right. So that's what we got for you guys for the morning market update. Remember to check out the podcast. You're going to absolutely love it. It's a free resource. Subscribe to it. And I do ask for a favor. If you love the podcast, go out there on iTunes, leave us a comment on how much you love it and a star rating, and it's going to really help us. I would appreciate a 5-star rating and a good comment if you enjoyed it. All right. If you don't enjoy it, put whatever you think, but that's all I ask. All right. If just half of us from YouTube watching this video, do that. It'll help us greatly. And the reason it helps is it tells iTunes that the content is good. In today's world, everyone becomes a content creator, and it's great. It's a beautiful thing. It's hard to stand out and distinguish quality product, and we want to reach a bigger audience. The bigger our audience becomes, the bigger of a benefit we become to you, the more resources we have to help you with. All right, we're committed to be with you for this journey for the long term. I know you guys know that. All right, we want to create some great stuff, some big visions and plans. All right, but help us support the podcast. Love you guys. Have a great day. Check it out, marketmind.online or podcast.tradeproacademy.com. Brings you to the same place. Marketmind.online is just a forward or redirect link and a quick way to remember it. All right. I think that was a great grab of that domain personally. I was surprised it wasn't taken. It's got a ring to it. You guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Manage your risk, fake TRADEPRO. Goodbye. Boxy, over to you for oil. Let me find you first. And let's get the show on the road. Let me see a few comments here quickly from YouTube as I do that. Will it be on Spotify? Mark J, what's up, brother? Hey, man. It will be on Spotify. Spotify takes 30 days to list podcasts, new ones especially. So we've already submitted the podcast about 2 weeks ago. It's been on the site. Just guys, you didn't know the domain. All right. And new episodes are coming out starting next week. So once you put the initial episodes up, Spotify takes 30 days to list it. So in about 2 weeks, it'll be up on Spotify as well. At the moment, iTunes and most other podcast providers, we're going to get on Google Play. It takes a while to syndicate the product to put it in rotation across all platforms. It is on iTunes and it's on most other platforms as well. Give it a search. Good question. Mark J. What an awesome dude. Thanks, Will. Thank you guys. Mark T. Anywhere. What do you use for podcasts? Stitcher, any other podcast source, huh? CastPods? CastBox. CastBox. You were listening to it today? Oh. So check any other place. Just search Market Mind, not Market Mind. Mind over Markets. All right? Mind over Markets. If you want to know the abbreviation, MOM. Search for your mom on the podcast. Mind Over Markets is the name of it, hosted by myself and Mark. It's a great podcast. We'll take you guys for a tour of the podcast studio tomorrow. But for the time being, actually, you know what? We'll do a quick little live for you this afternoon. I'll record the next episode and say hi to you guys from the studio there. But we love you guys. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. All right, Boxy, without further ado, I'm just trying to find you. Oh my gosh, look who's in the room. Vicky.